Alright guys, it's early in the morning and I have found a bunch of stuff on my old Dropbox account. I'm hoping it's streaming properly, but my PC just crashed. So, it's going to be a little bit sketchy figuring out if that worked. But anyway, this is an old game I made back about 4 years ago. I used to like making prototype games because my imagination used to run wild. And I had a lot of patience for just sitting on my laptop making weird ass games. And this is one of them. So my Dropbox account was going inactive and they sent me a message saying, we're going to delete all your stuff. And I thought, that's weird. I was sure they deleted it all years ago. But I guess they didn't. I guess they were lying last time they sent me that email. So, Parasite Steve is a game I made about infecting a human. And the way it works, if I start a new game, these are the different levels, right? They get progressively harder. You collect DNA, which you can use to improve your virus. You also get medals, which you can use to improve your virus. You get medals for beating levels, you get DNA for infecting blood cells. So, how does it actually work? Let's find out. If I go into level 1, you can see this is the bloodstream. And I have one soldier spawn available. So if I spawn this soldier, like here, you can see that he runs over to a blood cell and starts taking it over. And when he kills it, we get 1 DNA. And then it died. They only have a certain amount of time that the virus can live outside of a blood cell. But that's one of the things we can upgrade. So anyway, let's try that again. Let's spawn somewhere with a few more cells. This game's a very chill game. It's all about kind of sitting back, letting it do its thing. But it gets pretty cool once you start leveling up a bit and you get to the later levels. And I'm just going to play through because I really enjoy it. And I haven't played this game in years. So you can see we're slowly working up our DNA. It starts off really slow. Then it gets crazy. I'm not sure if it's possible. The reason I stopped making this game initially was because I couldn't balance it. It was either the virus was too strong or the virus was way too weak. Because later you get white blood cells defending them, etc. And antibiotics as well, which are even tougher. But you can see we're going to get 10 DNA. Ah, we got 9. Son of a bitch. Okay. We just need 1 more. So as you can see, it's not very balanced because level 1 you should always win, right? In a game. You should never lose level 1. But I was just trying to get the mechanics working initially. Once I got them all working, I kind of got bored with the idea. So we've got our DNA, now we just need to wait for this guy to die. He is going to die. Oh, we need to wait for the timer to run out. You see there, he multiplied. They have a very low chance of multiplying, which you can upgrade. And that's when it starts to get really crazy. So we might actually survive for the whole time now that we've got 2. But yeah, there's not too much to actually do in this game. Once you've actually triggered it, it's very much an observation game. I did make a sequel, Parasite Steve 2. Okay, current DNA 20, so we can upgrade 2 things. Let's upgrade the infestation rate and the multiplier chance and see how that does. So I made Parasite Steve 2, which let you customize your virus in a lot more ways. But I never finished that one. You could argue I never finished this one, but it is actually a playable game that you can beat, so I guess I did. But as you can see, graphically it's not amazing, but I'm not an artist, so that was my other problem with making games. I could never get art that looked good. I'm kind of happy with the background, but apart from that, the art is garbage, as you might expect. So the way you beat a level is you have to kill all the blood cells on the screen. You can see they move left to right, so if you can wipe them all out until there's none left, then you beat the level. I couldn't think of a better way to do it for beating a level, so that's what I came up with in the end. Worked quite well though, but you see we're getting quite a decent amount of DNA now. So you see we've got yellow there. Yellow means we sort of beat the level, but we didn't really beat it, I think. Can't remember, I did make this game 4 years ago. But we did get 1 medal for that. So, we need 2 medals to buy these. So let's improve our multiplier, because it's massively overpowered. And then let's also improve the virus lifetime, because that lets it live longer outside cells. And we'll do level 2. As the levels go up, the blood starts flowing faster, and then you start spawning new types of enemies once you reach level 5, I think. Like I said, I didn't really balance the gameplay once I got it working, which is on me. But you know what? Whatever. I made it in my spare time. So we should see a lot more multipliers there. See that multiplied twice? So we might actually beat this level. And if we do, we get a medal. And then we've got 2 medals, and then we can buy one of the special upgrades. They died. We got 1, that's fine. We've got enough DNA to increase our infection rate, we'll do that. I'm actually going to do level 1 again. I'm fairly sure you can fully beat level 1. And I just want to test my memory on that. We should be able to fully beat it. But these are the kind of games I like, you know? Games where you set something in motion and then just observe how it is. The thing I didn't like about this version of the game that I made was that you couldn't customize your virus enough, so that in the sequel you have massive customization options. But, you know, that one was never finished. I do have it, so I'll show you the difference after I'm done with this one. It's very different looking, and the way that you spawn your units is different, but it's still pretty cool. And then I've got another game that I made, which is my favourite game of all time that I've made. We'll just upgrade those. You see, because it's yellow, we're starting with dead blood cells, which in some ways makes it easier, but in other ways it actually makes it harder, because there's more gaps between the different blood cells. It'll turn red, I think, once we fully defeat it. And this is how I used to spend my time, just making weird-ass games like this. I'd like to get back into it, but I still have the same problem. I don't have good art skills, and that's really a hindrance, you know? Because you'd think, make a game like this, put it on mobile, people will love it. As long as it was more polished. It's the polish, that's where it gets me. I can't polish a game for shit. I can code a game, but when it comes to polishing it, as in making it viable for a consumer market, nah, that's not me. So they just end up sitting on Dropbox until the day I die. So you see we beat level 1. It's red now, and we got both of our medals. So now we can buy one of these. So these are pretty good. That increases how much DNA you get for each kill. Super good. That increases how many times you can spawn the soldier, I think, which is also really good. And that increases how many soldiers spawn each time you click. So those two are pretty much the same, except this one's infinitely better. So let's do level 2. We can spawn one up here, one down there. And we should beat level 2 now, or at least get it yellow. But you can see that we're getting pushed off the edge. That's how it gets harder in the early levels. If it gets pushed off the edge, the virus dies, which I know doesn't make sense, but you just have to live with it. Coming up with loss conditions, or rather figuring out what happens if it goes off the other side, is actually quite tricky. You could make it so it wraps around. That'd be one way to do it. That might have actually been a better way to do it. But I didn't, so what can you do? So we aren't going to win this. We didn't even get yellow. But we did get a load of DNA. So let's improve the multiplier and the speed. Try that again. So you're actually better off spawning them up here, honestly. In some ways. In some ways you're also not. Because your virus will come this way and then it will be at a dead end. So spawning one at each end can work quite nicely. But you see we're getting way more viruses now. We're going to absolutely massacre this level. Still got 25 seconds left as well. And programming the AI for the viruses, I say the AI, programming the behavior for the viruses was actually quite interesting. Oh look, it can turn black as well. You can get 3 medals. So we got all 3. Let's get even more infections. And let's get the multiplier chance because it's massively overpowered. And let's fully beat level 1. See our virus over there died instantly. So I think with polish and a few more features, this would have totally been viable as a mobile game. For sure. Don't know about nowadays, but 4 years ago, people would have been eating this up. Cool, so we beat that level. Got 2 medals again. Let's get... That costs 3 now. Let's get... maximum viruses per infection. So now every time we... See, now there's white blood cells. They will hunt down our guys and kill them. And as you can see, they're very efficient. Virus lifetime actually helps with that. Trick is to try and summon as many as you can. They also heal the cells. Okay, let's just spawn them all here. That might work. Nope, we got wrecked. See what I mean by I didn't balance the game very well. As soon as the white blood cells show up, you're basically screwed. But it is possible. It's definitely possible. We're going to keep going. Okay, here's the plan. Spawn one over there. Lure them all over. And then spawn one here. Hot diggity damn. Okay, I'm getting beat by my own game here. How can we do this? If we do that, and then we double tap here. We can't replay these levels because we beat them. So we have to beat this. We are slowly getting DNA. It's going to be pretty painful. Okay, spam. Maybe this will work. We just need to collect DNA. I should have spent my medals on more DNA per kill. That's what I should have done. They're ruthless. The white blood cells are ruthless. We kind of made traction there for a little bit. We've got 20. We can't really spend that on anything. One trick is to go for a really isolated area of the map, because the more virus you've got in a cell, the more it, the faster it absorbs. Which can be nice, because you can end up counteracting the blue cells if you have enough virus in it. In one, then the blue cells can't get you in time. Not the blue cells, the white cells. Okay, come over here. And go. Ah, they got us again. Come on. Yeah, we're getting there. If we can get 50, we can get another upgrade. Movement speed, I think, which might help. Possibly. I think I screwed up putting them all in placement. My game is way unforgiving. But you know what? I think we can do it. If we farm... No. Scheiße! I've really screwed the pooch on this playthrough. Go! Abuse the bug. Abusing that bug got us to 50. I'll take that. What can we buy for 50? Virus, speed, or infection rate? Infection rate, definitely. If you get your infection rate high enough, you infect it faster than the blood cells can heal it. Obviously, we're not there yet, but you can see we're doing better. We need the multiplier rate, really, but that's expensive. We're definitely doing better. That strategy doesn't work. This one might, though, if we cheese it. Come on. Need to get lucky with the multipliers. And we did not. Tell you what, though, we're building up our DNA relatively quick. Oop. And go, go, go. This might be the one. Might get us at least to yellow rank. That'd be alright. No. Come on, little guy, you can do it. Oh! Kinda got a breakout. Almost. Hey, this is actually vaguely working. Nah, he got caught. But we did get enough DNA for move speed. I think I want to save up for infection rate. And we got wrecked. I also want medals. We need medals for bonus DNA. Makes such a big difference. Turns out extra spawns is not actually as overpowered as you'd think. Go, go, go. Uh-huh. And they got us. Try and split them up, maybe. Doesn't that work? Yeah, I think it'd work if we had more viruses. But we're almost at 100, then we can increase our infection rate even further, and then I think we'll be fine. Hey, that might work. Look, only one of them came over here. I'll give these chance to multiply. No. But we only need 11 more. Hey, Moritz. Sometimes I'm a morning person. It depends. It very much depends. I don't usually stream in the morning, but I'm sometimes awake in the morning, and I thought I'd stream just for this special occasion. Okay, let's try and split them up again. How about if we do one of those? It kind of worked. We just need 3 more. No, we got boned. Uh, uh, This is a quite good section. Come on, we just need multiplication. No, but we did get 100. So let's get infection rate. Nice. 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 So this infection rate should really help. I mean, I'll grant you, it didn't help, but it should. Let's try spamming them all in the same spot. We might actually have success with that, because they'll all work together. Nope. That massively does not work. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Go, go, go. Nah, we're not getting very lucky here. Go. Go, go. The old double click. And they took us down again. Much as I hate to say it, I might have to start again. I really want to beat this game. I really want to beat it. Can't be beaten by my own game, right? Let's lure them all down there and then spam 2 here. And hope for decent multiplication. These guys kinda got free. Nah. The whites got them. Let's do that. Let's do that. And then let's do that. We need to split their attention. They're just really potent, these white blood cells. They're really, really potent. 1, 2, 3. Trying to learn the meta for my own game is weird. Like, you make the game, but then you don't quite understand the best strategies even though you made it. Let's see. So we could buy movement speed. I'm not entirely sure it's worth it. Maybe it is, but I'm not convinced. At least we're getting DNA, right? The problem is we really screwed ourselves early on by choosing not to get the DNA bonus with our medals. Really screwed the pooch. Yeah, we're just getting massacred. I may have to start again. Ah! I think quick succession is the key. Don't give the whites any chance to get an advantage. Even then, though, they're just really potent. This is the first level you meet them as well. Maybe level 3 was a bit ambitious. But after levels 1 and 2, you're like, well, now what? So you need to add some sort of a threat. Maybe there should have been less of them, maybe just 1. Having this many is a bit obscene. Not as obscene as the later levels, but it is pretty obscene. Okay, they're all flying over there. Go. Lifetime. Let's get lifetime. If this doesn't help, which I don't think it will, but it might, makes them harder to kill. Then I'll probably start again. Because I ain't giving up till I beat this game. Okay. We'll start again. As much as it pains me to say it, we'll start again. Okay. Let us... One second. New game. Nice and simple. This time we're going to spend our medals a bit wiser. We might actually do pretty well this time. We got the multiplier. If we can get another multiplier, we'll be rocking. We got enough for one upgrade. Okay, let's get multiplier, because multiplier is OP. There's a bunch of other games I made, but I don't have them all on Dropbox, unfortunately. I've only got three games on Dropbox. I've got a few websites I made as well, but I've made new versions of them over the past few years. I think I've actually got them hosted somewhere. I made an imagination website, and I made a choose your own adventure story writing website, which was pretty cool, called Parallel Stories, which is actually fully functional, but I've never really advertised it anywhere. Okay, let's get more multiplier rate. On the early levels, you don't really need anything else. You can take your time. Although infection rate is nice. We'll get that next. See how it dies almost instantly after leaving the cell? That's why you need the virus lifetime upgrades. But it's not that big a deal on the early levels. This multiplier rate isn't proccing very often though. There we go. Speak of the devil. And then the time ran out. Okay, let's get infection rate. But they almost died before reaching that one. Can they make it to that? Yes, just. So there's actually two viruses there, not one. They should split up fairly soon. Unless one of them died. We might get a yellow victory for this. I don't think so, but we might. No. But we did get a bunch of DNA. Let's get more infection rate. We'll really start chewing through them. Nice. Ah, that was really nice. See, when they all team up, you can really start massacring stuff. It's just quite hard to get them to team up because they will always try not to. The only time they'll team up is if there's only one place they can possibly get. They pick a target around them, they calculate if they can reach it or not before dying, and then they see if any of their friends have already targeted it. And they go to the one with the least amount of targets. Okay. So we've got 1 medal, but we need 2. Let's get... I was tempted to get those, but let's actually get lifetime, speed, and lifetime. I think it's wise. And if we can get our second medal, that'll be really cool. Will we? Won't we? Possibly. We've still got 20 seconds. We need to split. We need that multiplier. No. We did get enough some move speed, which I'll take. So I think the best thing to get with the medals early on is probably DNA bonus, possibly. I don't know, it's tricky because you can only earn medals. So by the time you get to level 3, you can only get 6 medals, which makes life somewhat difficult. This is looking good though. Hey, this is looking really good. Hey, we got 5. Should have had a counter saying how many how many DNA you've got. They're all gonna die though. Maybe not. Yeah, I think we've beat this level. Lots of DNA as well. That's what you need. Okay, so we got 3 medals. Let's get DNA absorption. And let's get infection rate. Now we should get 2 DNA per kill. He's gone off the screen. Is he going to manage to hold on? Yes, just. Ooh, I think he might die here. Yeah. That's fine though. That was pretty poor placement on my part. But we should get a decent amount of DNA out of it. So it's not a total loss. But they're going to be stuck down here unless he can jump that gap. No. Oh wait, he did. Hey, awesome. Hey, not bad. Not bad at all. Question is, what do we spend our next medals on? Also, one flaw in this game is if you beat the early levels too easy, too quickly, you get stuck on level 3. I think I want... What do I want? I think I want infections per level. And then with our last one, we'll probably get virus spawn rank. Just get level 1 of each. That seems like a smart play. So in some ways, you don't actually want to beat level 2, because as soon as you beat it, you have to go to level 3. And level 3 has those white blood cells, which caused us all that hassle earlier on. Looks like we might beat it though. Not the end of the world though, because we've got loads of DNA, and we're gonna have quite a quite a decent set of medals as well, like a decent balance of medals. So we might be pretty good for level 3. Yeah, so we can get one more. Let's get maximum viruses per infection. And then we've got 300 DNA. I sort of feel like we should just pump it all into infection rate. So I'm going to. Now it gets sketchy. Oh, they're still going. Oh no. In a world where Cal makes games that you can't beat level 3 on. I should host I should host this game somewhere and see if anyone can beat level 3. Because Jesus Christ, is it tough. Now I do believe infection rate was the right choice, because it lets us get DNA before they can screw us over too bad. So we at least make some profit per level. But I'm not 100% convinced. We are getting totally whooped. Need to lure them all away like that. And then go. We need some decent multipliers as well. So we'll spend some points on multiplier rate next. If you don't get the multipliers, you die really quickly. So we have enough to buy any of these: lifetime, speed, or multiplier. We'll get multiplier. Did not help. God damn, level 3. So our virus can almost hold its own against one white blood cell right now. But once 2 of them come in, it really can't. Go, go, go. Uh, no. I think spawning them on top of each other is actually working better than splitting them up. Maybe that's just me, though. Maybe it's not actually. But I do feel like it is. Despite the failure. Ha, 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 ha. Let's get some lifetime. Lifetime actually makes it harder for them to absorb you as well. Not that it makes too much of a difference, but it does hold up the white blood cells. Makes them spend longer killing you. Hey, this is nice. Well, okay. Not that nice. Go on. Keep chasing them. Just think after that we've got to deal with level 4. But considering I didn't sort out the difficulty scaling, maybe level 4 will be easy once we beat level 3. Maybe we'll just face roll the rest of the game. Maybe level 3 is like the bottleneck. I can't remember, and I didn't look up the difficulty scaling before playing it, I just loaded it. That was a bad play. We really have to spawn them on opposite sides. And we have to... Oh! It's all about that multiplier, really. You need to split the retention. I think we'll save up. Try the spawning them all in one spot again. Ineffective. Let's try and wait a sec. And then do that. Nope. Okay. Let's try... and just farm some DNA, really. Come on, split. Ah! Let's increase our multiplier. I think the multiplier is what we need. We need to split up these guys. And the multiplier is the way to do it. Maybe this. If the virus teams up, it'll be a lot harder for them to take it out. Off-screen combat. Okay. Okay. We're going to wait. And then we're going to spam both of them on this smiley face right here. No? Okay. We're not going to wait and we're going to do it. Oh, the joys of an unbalanced game. Huh. I feel like you need the ability to replay the earlier levels. Not that I really care, I'm not working on this game anymore. But if I was, that'd be one thing I'd need to do. Ah, ah, ah. This is actually quite a nice little route. Or not. There, they got him. Soon our infection rate will outmatch a single blood cell. And then we might actually push forward massively. Unfortunately for that, we need 500 DNA. What we really need is metals. Metals, metals, metals. Oh. No. I ain't stopping. I'm beating this game. Anyone who says Dark Souls is the hardest game out there, show them this. These cells are ruthless. They got us. 180, huh? We can almost afford more multiplier, which is going to be real tempting. And by real tempting, I mean I'm going to buy it. We just need to hope it makes a difference. Let's try our old trick. Spawn one there, wait for them all to go over, and then spawn one there. Looks like we got 0 multiplier there. That's a shame. Ah! That was nice, but they all just ran out and grabbed us. We're going to get lucky with the multiplier one time, and that's when we're going to win. I know RNG isn't the best way to do a game. But, what can you do? Hey, look, we actually beat that cell. At least we're getting 2 per kill now instead of 1. That does make a significant difference. just up our infection rate just a little more. Or get a decent multiplier. Thing is, there's way too many blood cells on this level. Way too many. But I refuse to go into the code and nerf it. We're going to beat this game as it was designed by me 4 years ago. Because otherwise I'll be letting my past self down. Yeah, they're relentless. They are truly relentless. They are unforgiving. Ugh. Ooh. Hey, this might be it. I mean, it's not, but it might be. No, but it did get us some. We really need infection rate. More than anything in the world, we need infection rate. Hey, look, we're actually fighting that to a standstill. Then he came and helped. Son of a bitch. One day. We will beat this level. One day. My mind will not let me surrender. Trust me, it's as painful for me as it is for you guys. Although maybe not, because I thoroughly enjoy watching them run about. All we need, and this is going to sound ridiculous, is 500 DNA. Just 500. Death. Wonder if move speed's worth it. Probably not, right? Hey, this is nice though. In a sort of we're gonna die anyway kind of way. It lasted longer than usual. Ah. Ugh. Ugh. Okay, we need to mass multiply before they reach us. That's actually... Well, that was not bad. They actually beat that cell. Whilst they're distracted. And then we need to generate like 6. Before they can reach us. So that we have numerical superiority. I'm not gonna buy lifetime. I'm gonna save up for the big one. Oh, that was quite good though. We distracted them for a bit. Not long enough, but it was long enough to get a decent amount of DNA. I wonder if the game is even possible. I wonder if I ever beat it back in the day. We're going to find out. We are going to find out. Oh. There was a whole gang of them moving about there for a sec, which worked. Unfortunate. See, I don't think anyone else would have the patience to lose 100 times on a level and keep going. But I very much have the mindset that would let me. And will let me. As anyone who's seen my Warhammer videos should be aware. And we lost. Come on. No. I think once we beat this level, we really will skyrocket through the next few levels. Because once we can beat the blood cells, adding more of them won't make that much of a difference, I think. Although it's hard to say. They are pretty tough, especially when they work together. See, that was nice. Oh. We kind of had a little army going on there for a sec. But they beat us. But we only need 66 more. I'm going to try the old double click again just once. Nah, double click's a failed strategy. Maybe once your infection rate was a bit higher. Two of them are coming over. They're fighting off screen. We only need 36 more. Then we can up our infection rate. And hopefully it will make a significant difference. If it doesn't, this is only going to get more painful. But I think it will. Because we're already doing pretty well. It's taken us just a little too long to... Oh, I should have bought it. It's taken us a little too long to infect the cells. Just a little. Okay, here goes. Infection rate 6. This better be enough because we need 1,000 for the next level. Hard to say. This is definitely looking better. Whether better is good enough is another matter. We might actually get the yellow for this. Ah, we got the red. Look at that. Okay. I think we want... infections per level. Yeah. We're going to try and beat level 3 fully. Now look, some of the white blood cells are dead now as well, which makes this much easier. There's also a lot less cells rocking about for us to work with. You see that once the level is on red, it's actually quite hard to do, which is why you need that lifetime buff. This is where it comes in handy. I guess there's still a fight going on off screen. I thought they'd have all despawned by now. They might have got locked in a war. But I'd still think they'd have despawned by now. That's fine. We'll wait 12 seconds. Let's see what level 4's like. No, I'm scared of level 4. Let's increase our move speed and do level 3. We should wreck it. That'll get us 1 medal that we can't spend. No? The old single tap, double tap might be quite potent. Well, we beat the level. Level 4. Jesus. Level 4. Single tap, double tap. I think that was vaguely successful. Single tap. And then double tap here looks like it'll be nice. And build up a little army that can spread out. No, we got wrecked. However, we did beat level 3. That's what counts. Now we just need to beat level 4. It's taken them a lot longer to kill ourselves, which is also proving incredibly useful. Not quite useful enough, but useful regardless. Let's save up. I think multiplier rate will be good now that we're infecting more cells. They got us. Ah, but look, we got a medal. Let's get viruses per infection. I think that's going to work quite nice. Yeah, it sort of did. Is it enough for us to win? I think so. I think it's going to go black. Yeah, it's definitely going to go black. Look at this. Nice. Okay. Let's get the multiplier. And we need 3 medals for those. Let's get the DNA. 1, 2, 3. I think spreading them out is a solid strat. You can see that multiplier rate starting to take effect. We still lost, but we put up one hell of a fight. Fly, my pretties. Yes. See what I meant about the bottleneck? I think we've passed it. This is why balancing this game was a pain in the ass. Okay, let's get infections per level. And I guess we'll get those upgrades. Why not, right? I think we're going to wreck the rest of this game, honestly. It depends, though. The antibiotics will show up soon. And I think they're pretty potent, but we might just be too strong for them. We're absolutely massacring these levels. We've still got a spawn left. Let's get viruses per infection. We'll increase its speed. Let's just spam all 3. Look at that. Now they do not stand a chance. There's no way they can keep up with this. It's just a tide of destruction. Okay, they beat us, but we beat the level. Let's get even more, right? Let's just go ham. We'll see if our strategy falls apart. So far, it looks like it's really not. It looks like our green wave of death is doing the job. Nice. Let's get even more viruses, right? Just waiting on the antibiotics spawning now. See if they're actually difficult, or if we're too strong for them. That was the other problem with this game. At some point, there's not that much you can do. But it was a prototype, really. It was very much a prototype. I think the new version that I created had a lot more going for it in terms of complexity. So you could actually design your cells, and you could take part in the battle, kind of. Let's get infection rate. Can't go wrong with infection rate. Yeah. Let's get multiplier as well. We've got 6 medals. Let's get that. There we go. We got the antibiotics, the little police guys. They're much faster, much stronger. I should have made it so that they multiply whenever they kill a green thing. That would have made them a challenge. As it is, they're just harder white things. As you can see, they are doing the Lord's work. Not well enough, but they're definitely making their presence known. They're eating quite a lot of the virus. Yeah, we didn't fully beat that one. We will this time, though. Especially with dead ones lying about. In the new version I made, you can set off multiple viruses. And you can design them to hunt down the white blood cells. Or you can design them to be very strong, tanky viruses that are just there to distract them. Stuff like that. It's actually pretty good. I think we save our points. Let's see how this goes. Shh, those blue ones are doing a number on us. They let that guy live up top. But then they got him. Shh. Let's just hammer them all down. That seems to work quite well. You see, it gets harder to beat the levels because the way you beat a level is you have to have a certain percentage of the cells on screen be dead. That's how you judge it. So it's like 25% for yellow, 50% for red, 75% for black. And the faster the screen is moving, the harder it is to reach that ratio. Because all the dead ones are getting pushed off. But we might do it. We might at least get... Yeah, we got red. Yeah, let's get more DNA for each kill. Why not? This looks like it's going to be a black one for sure. Yeah. Let's upgrade infection rate. All upgrades bought, so we've maxed out infection rate. Great. But it really is good when you maxed it out. Look at that. Will we blackify this part on our first try? I think so. I think so. Maybe not though. They have actually cleaned us up. But now they're weakened for the second assault. This time we should do it, although we've not been investing in speed. I guess we have. Go. The antibiotics are really strong. The only way you can beat them is by mass multiplication. Because even with maximum infection rate, you just can't defeat them. See, we're struggling with this level, but we are staying ahead of the curve, which means lots of DNA at least. See, this is the kind of balance the level should have, but then with more interaction, I think. More ways of interacting, which is why my second game was focused more on that kind of thing. It worked a bit better in that regard. Let's get the multiplier. Boom. Okay, we're on to the neck. We've got 4 medals. Let's get another infection. We've fully upgraded these. So let's start putting into virus speed, I think, so that we can keep up with the waves. And I'm going to save one in reserve. Don't normally do that, but why not try something new, right? Looks like we're winning. Depends though. Those antibiotics are really kicking in. I'm still going to save this. Okay, let's drop it here. We need 75% dead cells. But I'll take 25%. We didn't even get 25%. Okay, let's increase its lifetime. And I'm just gonna launch them all, I think, down here. Go. Mass wave. Hopefully they can multiply faster than the antibiotics can kill them. As you can see, the white blood cells are really not a threat anymore, which is cool. But the antibiotics really do a number on them still. We're looking for 25%. I'll take 25%. We are staying ahead of the curve. Hey, we might even fully beat this level. Got 5 seconds left. No. We got 50% though. I'll take that. We've almost maxed out our virus, which is going to make these last levels super sketchy. Let's get move speed, and then, yeah. Let's finish off this level. Most of the antibiotics are dead, so we should be okay. There's like, what, 2 roaming about. We should be fine. All we need to do is clear up. There we go. I think this game might be impossible. Just based on... Oh, that was really nice. Look at that. Just based on how many levels are left and the fact that we've maxed out the upgrades. I'm pretty sure I never finished playtesting this to make sure it was actually winnable. Yeah, we beat that level though. This seems to actually work quite well, just scattering them out. But yeah, the problem with this game, no interaction once you've unleashed your virus. Whereas the sequel has a lot more of that. Onto the wrist. We've got 9 medals actually, we can still upgrade. Maybe it is going to be possible. I don't think we need DNA absorption anymore, so let's just focus on these. We're really going to be able to spam them now. So I think for a prototype, this game was pretty fun. Obviously, it's not the most interactive of games, and the upgrade system leaves a lot to be desired. But you know what? I was pretty happy with it. Yeah, we did get wrecked there. Should have saved one. Then when they were all down there, we could have started wiping them out up here. We load them all down there like that. and then do something like that. Need that magical 50%. I've got one left. Need to try and save it. We've still got 20 seconds left. Had to clean that up. Well, we got 25%. That makes it easier. There's less antibiotics now. Should make it much easier. Then again, those ones that survived are actually kicking our butt. Come on. Give me 50%. I'll be happy with 50. Yes. We can get our final upgrades. There we go. So DNA is useless now. That's just a limitation of my system. We still need medals. Nice. I really want to beat this game. Just so I can say I have. I never beat it when I made it. Even if it's somewhat repetitive at this point, I still want to beat it. And then I'll show you the best game I ever made. Beard Pixies. Come on. Give me that magic 25%. I don't think we're going to do it. I should have saved one of the spawns. Screwed the pooch. One left, I'm going to save it. We're starting to lose. YOLO. Okay, hopefully that's enough. Looks like it should be right. Maybe not for 75%, but it should be 50. Yeah. We're just off 75, I think. I've got 5 medals. That increases how many we can spawn. And this should be easy now. Look, pretty much all the antibiotics are dead. There's one running about. This should be fine. I do not foresee any issues. Just let that do its thing. Yep, we won. So, we've got 6 levels to go. 6 whole levels. And they're only going to get more annoying. And this is the problem, right? The end game really doesn't differ. The early and the mid game change up because of the different cell types. But then the end game, I just didn't have the attention span to come up with ways to make the end game interesting. And I moved on to other projects. We got 25%. I'll take that. Let's keep 2 in reserve. But I do think with a lot of tweaks, obviously, this is a solid concept for a mobile game. If there's one thing I've learnt about mobile games, they involve sitting doing nothing for a long time. And the occasional click. Which really sums up this game. In the sequel, it was all about designing a virus as opposed to just choosing upgrades from a path, so you could absorb different types of cell, and then you could claim the aspects of that cell and splice them into your virus, and you could have 4 different injectors coming into it that would constantly fire out the different types. So it was a bit different. I'll show you that briefly. I didn't finish that one though. I just prototyped the prototype, as it were. I was trying to make it more interactive. It didn't really have levels. It was one big level that never ended. And you had to constantly absorb new types of cells and then release them into the bloodstream through these injector tubes. Come on, give me my 75%. Looks like we might. These guys are doing the Lord's work for us. Then again, the antibiotics have got them now. Shoot. They screwed us. They screwed us. We were doing so well. I think spawning up at the top actually makes more sense. I didn't used to like that because some of your viruses go that way. But then I realised when you spawn it at the bottom, some of them go that way anyway. You might as well spawn up here. I'm actually going to do something crazy here. So the level ends when the timer runs out or when all your viruses die. So you can actually game the system a bit by making sure all your viruses die whilst you've killed most of the blood cells. With that in mind, I should have really spawned them somewhere else. God damn. I mean, we are nearing the end, right? It should be getting harder, but... this hard? I guess so. I have a new plan which I think might break the system. I think it might easily let us win the rest of the levels. Which is all I really want to do. Just to prove to myself I can beat my own creation. Even without it being balanced. What we're going to do is going to wait for the timer to hit 10 seconds. And then we're going to spam the screen with viruses. And I think that'll do the job. I think that will be an exploit that will work. Look at me exploiting my own game. Let's get this one so that we can do another spawn. We've maxed that out now. The real question is what happens when you finish the game. I can't remember if I programmed an end screen. Or will the game just crash? Possibly. I don't think I ever actually finished it. As in, beat it. I finished it from a coding perspective, but I never tested the ending. Because it wasn't important at the time. There's less blue cells here, so we might be okay. Yeah, we got it down to red. We could just move on to the next level, but I want to completely finish all the levels. There we go. 3 to go. Maybe 4. I think there's 2 on the head. There's the face and the brain. Should have saved enough for my exploit. So it's going to have taken me probably about 2 hours to beat this game. That's not bad. There's nothing to really compare it to, but I believe it's a world record for beating this game. We'll wait till 10 and we'll drop these 3 down the middle. Hopefully it'll be enough. That one was a waste. The problem is that the bloodstream's moving so fast now. Well, we got it to yellow. God knows how fast the bloodstream's going to be moving on the last level. That doesn't even bear thinking about. I should have added, and I would have added if I'd kept making this game, new types of viruses that you could drop that hunted down the antibiotics and the white cells. That would have been a solid addition. But there needs to be some sort of real-time interaction going on whilst it's playing out. I'm just not sure what you could actually do for that thematically, you know? Maybe, like, buff certain aspects, like if you had buffs as well, and you could buff a certain area. Hey, we beat the level. Then you could, like, if an area was struggling, you could buff it with, like, increased absorption or something for a while, or increased multiplication for a while, or some other stuff that I haven't thought of for a while, you know? So that you weren't just sitting there watching, you could actually contribute once you'd unleashed all your soldier spawns. Okay. As long as we get 25%, I'm happy. We're not gonna. I should have gone with the cheap tactic. I should have stuck with it. We're going to get 0%. We'll go with the cheap tactic. We'll just summon one, and then we've got 8 left for our mega push at the end. I'm looking forward to trying out Beard Pixies again. It's the game that I spent the most time planning. It's got the most complex mechanics. And it actually has an intro cutscene, if you can believe that. That's how dedicated I was to it. Wait for 10 seconds. Actually, let's not wait for 10 seconds. Let's do this. This is probably wiser. Got it down to red. Oh, I can't believe we've done this. We've almost beat it. These are total wasted clicks. But because it's on red, I don't think we need that many at the end to beat it. Might be worth summoning some up here, actually. They'll actually go off the left side of the screen and start killing them before they come on the screen, which would be super handy. Except I don't think they move fast enough. Hey, we beat it. Okay. Penultimate level. Oh god. We're just going to cheese this level. We're going to cheese it to the max. We've got 26,000 DNA and nothing to spend it on. That's called a lack of foresight on my part. I should have let you level up the abilities more than 10 times or had way more abilities. I think I planned on adding more, but again I got distracted and moved on to other things. Like Beard Pixies. Okay. We beat it. First time. Last level. The brain. I should have had like a boss in here. But again, this game was not complete. It was just conceptually complete. Will we beat this first time? Now that I know the exploit, this game isn't that hard. It's just long for a weird little game. This game would have been perfect for releasing on one of those Flash websites years ago. I don't think we'll get... Yeah, we got red. I'll take red. We'll buy that upgrade. Doesn't make a difference. Okay. This should be it. I should use the cheese it strategy again. Now I suspect when we win it's just going to take us back to the map screen and we're not going to be able to click on anything. But we'll find out. We will find out. This is such a cheap way to win. But it's also the only way to win. Because of a lack of upgrades once you reach this point. Does the job, and yeah, it does just bring you back here. There we go, we beat it. Job well done. So that was Parasite Steve. Not the most enthralling game, but I actually quite enjoyed playing through it until it reached that bit at the end where it was very repetitive. It was pretty good. However, the real game, the best game that I ever made, and I may be bigging this up too much, but it's my favourite game, so I can big it up all I want. Well, my favourite game that I've made. Give me 1 second to compile it. Okay. Let me just check that's streaming fine. Sort of. I need to resize it. Just bear with me 1 second. Whilst I do the old resize-a-roo. Didn't bother putting in custom aspect ratios because it was just a prototype. Okay, beard pixies. Plot of the game. You are a beard pixie. A pixie who farms beard hairs. And you live on a bearded man, a hobo. And a rich banker decides he wants to laugh at you for having a stupid beard. And the pixie takes offense and decides to ruin this banker's life by growing unfathomable amounts of facial hair on him. That's basically the gist of the game. So, you have this guy, the Hairless Horseman. He's a shop, you can buy new equipment. You also have the gods, right? You've got the 4 gods of the different stages, let's say. And you have to donate hair to the gods and you get upgrades. The gods will also request boons, and then you rank up with them. And then you can unlock spells, etc. And so you see you've got to plant seeds, damage the razor, which I'll get into, have your hairs grow, and harvest a bunch of hairs. And then you got all your different stats. And that's your equipment. And then the gods also offer challenges every so often, which is to grow a certain type of beard on the guy's face. So you have the Hitler challenge, the handlebar challenge, the goatee challenge, and the lumberjack challenge. We'll go with the Hitler challenge because it's the easiest. And you see you get different rewards. That's based on how fast you do it. So if you do it in 10 days, you get 100 hairs. If you do it in 5 days, you get +1 boon for the god of planting. And if you do it in 1 day, you unlock Hitler. Now, I can't remember what unlock Hitler means. I think you can give yourself a moustache. So let's go with the Hitler challenge because it's the easiest. And because this is kind of test mode, we start with 1,000 hairs. So let's upgrade growth, right? Yeah. We'll spend a bunch of hairs on growth. Yeah, we'll spend some on shaving as well. Get some mana. Get some planting. And we'll get some harvesting. Can we buy these? So we bought the straw hat. Which increases our mana regen. We'll buy the Hawaiian shirt. Increases our planting range. We'll buy the basket, which lets us carry more. We'll buy the scythe, so that we can chop stuff down much easier. And we'll buy the shorts, so we move faster. So because this is a prototype, that's the only equipment you could buy. And then we've still got money to spend. Let's just spend it all on upgrades. Unlock the soul seed. Yeah, let's get the soul seed. So the soul seed is a magic seed, and it'll run away from the razor, which is super useful. It's not that useful for when you're doing these challenges, but it's useful for when you just want to make money. Or hairs. So, start planting. This is stage 1, right? We can change the radius of our plantings if we want precision planting. We want to do the Hitler challenge. Now, normally there would be a timer, which would be, you know, making it so that we could only plant for a certain amount of time. As it stands, because this is kind of debug mode, you can do it for as long as you want, and when you finish, you just click that button. So we're going to cover the moustache area. You see this moustache area? Again, problem with my games, graphics aren't great. You have to look beyond the graphics. So we're out of seeds. Let's grab some more. And we'll just cover this area in hairs. But then the problem is the razor's going to shave it off. So we probably also want to plant some over here. We'll plant some soul seeds just for a laugh. You get various different types of seeds. There's the chrono seeds as well, which speed up the growth of every seed that they're near. But for now, we'll just plant a bunch of seeds all over the place. So then you have stage 2. Once you're done with planting, which is the shaving stage. Now, he doesn't shave stubble, which is the seeds. So you're actually safe when you've only got stubble. And then you have the growth stage, which is going to take 30 seconds. I should have added a debug button to speed this up, but I didn't. So what can you do? And the hairs will grow. It starts off quite slow, just because we haven't upgraded much. But you'll see the hairs start to grow. I think they'll grow once on our first phase, yeah. So they've grown a little bit. And now we can harvest them if we want. So we can collect up to 85, and then we need to drop them in the basket. We'll just harvest a few. I don't want to harvest too many because these are the distractions to stop him harvesting these. So let's... let's drop them off. There we go. And then we're not going to harvest anymore. And we are a 1/10 of the way to the Hitler moustache, because they need to grow. So we managed this, right? So we're now rank 3 with the God of Planting. Now I'm not sure what that does. I think it unlocked a bunch of stuff for us. Let's continue going. Let's plant more seeds, just for the sake of it. We'll actually plant a lot of them inside the moustache. I want to try and 100% that moustache. I don't think you have to get 100%. I think you have to get like 75 maybe. We'll just chow down a bunch of seeds. Cool. And so the way the razors work, you'll see it now. They start... Oh, no. They start shaving off the hairs. Oh, no. We need the grey hairs. Grey hairs, he focuses on them first, because he doesn't want grey hairs. But he's just ruined our Hitler moustache for us. That's fine, though. Some of them survived. And so, what else is there to this game? The razor takes damage every time it cuts her hair. And so, the idea behind that is that when you destroy a razor, you will be able to have a day of freedom while he goes to the shop and buys another razor. But he will buy a better razor each time. And then I wanted to add like boss fights so that he would start going crazy and he would like take a blowtorch to his face and stuff. And he'd have flames. And I thought that'd be quite cool. But I never patched that in, let's say. Let's harvest a few seeds. Why not? Soul seeds are actually not worth anything. They're there purely as a distraction, which they didn't actually do, which is unfortunate. Yeah, he took out a ton. He took out a ton of our beard hairs. I would like... I think it's the God of Growing. Bit painful. God of Growing gets you the Chrono Seed, which speeds up the growth of everything else. So that's how you would do complete the Hitler moustache in one day. You would plant a ton of Chrono Seeds around the area, and then you would drop a bunch of seeds, and the Chrono Seeds would, you know, do the job for you. And that would be real cool. But I can't believe we lost our Hitler moustache. That's a real shame. We're going to go completely ham here. I want that Hitler moustache. I want it. I want it so bad. Yeah, it's possibly enough. Don't do it, Razor. Ah, you jerk. Ah, you frickin' jerk. Well, he's got a kind of razor mustache. Son of a bitch. And so I really want to remake Beard Pixies in Unity. I made this game 5 years ago, maybe. And the concept is there. This is actually Beard Pixies Reborn. There's actually another version that I made, which has a lot more features. Well, actually, it's got a lot less features, but it's a lot more complete, if that makes sense. It was like the first version that I made. And thing is, I'm not gonna lie, nobody likes the idea of Beard Pixies. Nobody likes it. And so when I was making the game, I had people all the time saying, Callum, why are you making beard pixies? Why don't you spend your time doing something useful? You know? That kind of BS. And I thought, you know what? If I actually put the time into this game, there is something here. Yeah, it's a bit of a weird game. But there is a mechanic here, right? People like farming games. People like Hitler mustaches. Well, to an extent. The idea of growing a beard being the main plot line of a game is good. But, you know, people don't see it that way. People say, why are you making that game? And so I didn't finish it. But I would like to go back now, make it in something better. I made this in Game Maker back in the day. I'd like to make it in Unity, make proper 3D beard pixies, actually make it decent now that I've got a lot more coding under my belt. And I think that would be really cool. It's something that I would really like to do. But again, art style is really going to screw me over regardless if I do that. Because no matter how well I code a game, it always ends up looking like absolute garbage. And that's just something I have to live with. So I think I'm actually better suited to making games that are intentionally garbage looking. Well, not garbage, but like simple looking. Like games that just use geometry, like squares or circles or whatever. I think that would be my niche when it comes to actually making products that would be viable. But when I'm just having fun, stuff like Beard Pixies is where it's at. Because Beard Pixies, I think, is cool as shit, even if nobody agrees. And that's kind of where we're at. So the objective would be to get the guy fired from all of his jobs. So he'd start off as like a banker or something. You'd have to go in clean shaven. And you would keep growing weird facial hair on him until he got fired. And then each time he got a new job, you'd have some new way of getting him fired using facial hair. And that was kind of the gist behind it. And I think that would have been cool. Alas, the majority of society disagreed. Although a few people did say it was good, or that they liked the concept, if I fleshed it out a bit more. And then I did flesh it out a bit more. And then I gave up. Because, you know, what can you do? I'm just spamming this guy with stubble. I really want that Hitler moustache. I really, really want it. I want it so bad. I want to give our guy a Hitler moustache. I will consider that a victory. But to do that, we need to actually manage to grow this thing. And that's why we need the grey hairs as well. Because we could place grey hairs all the way along here, and then the razor would focus on them. The alternative is that we cheat the system. Because it's in debug mode, we can cheat the system. Sorry, Razor, you don't get to do jack. Let's see if we can get a true Hitler moustache going here. You used to be able to click on this to make it grow, but I think I turned that off. Let's tidy up the edges of the moustache. I think you lose points for having hairs that are not part of it, so we'll actually get rid of all these. Let's trim this down nicely. There we go. 40%, we're almost there. Well, we're getting there. Once it grows a bit more, it should hit what we need. I'm going to plant a few more seeds, just in case. I'm sure you won't begrudge me that. I am sure if you are one of the 2 people watching, you are here exclusively for the Hitler moustache. And I can respect that. Okay, we really need to stop the razor from doing this. There we go. Grow, my beard, grow. We really need chrono seeds. The growth rate without them is just awful. We only get 1 growth per cycle. Oh! Okay, let's clean up these. I'm actually gonna trim these just on the edge. Because the way it checks whether or not you've got the moustache. I'm not going to explain it, but that helps. Okay, what percent are we at? 45. That's BS. Okay. We only got 48 hairs. That's fine. Right, I'm going to put some up here. I think this is the reason. I think we need to fill this area a little bit. Just pad it out just a little. So the way it checks is it checks the area. Can I plant these on the nose? I can, good. It checks the area that's covered by the template, and then it checks what percentage of the pixels within that area are covered by hair. So once they grow and they start overlapping, we should see a massive spike. You could theoretically do it by just spamming stubble, and I think that would work based on the way it's coded. But a Hitler moustache made of stubble is not really what we're after. So we want it to grow. Let's drop some more down here. Maybe some more here. This is looking a little thin. And okay. Not today, Razor. This is a razor-free zone. Come on. Grow for me. We might need to tidy up the straggly bits that go onto his mouth. But that's okay. I don't understand why anyone would have anything against a game where the objective is to grow a Hitler moustache on a guy. I think it's perfectly rational. Okay, let's tidy up the bits that are going into his mouth. Overshot that a bit. Shouldn't make too much of a difference. Come on. Just want to tidy up his mouth a little bit. There we go. That's not bad. Oh! You know what that means? You know what that means? It means we beat the challenge. And we got a ton of hairs for it. Okay. Where's my Hitler moustache? Urgh! I've been let down by my own game. I've been let down by my own game. That is sacrilegious. All I wanted was my Hitler moustache. Ah, we didn't do it in one day. We didn't do it in one day. That's why. To do it in one day, we would have to... Well, we've got plenty of hairs now. Let's see if we can get the Chrono Seed. Chrono Seeds would do it. Ahaha! Chrono Seed. Increases growth of nearby hairs. That's what we're after. Let's just spend all our points. I don't know if I actually coded bonuses beyond level 4. It doesn't really matter. Looks like I didn't, but we got the Chrono Seeds. That's what we need. Okay, Hitler moustache. First things first, right? We're just going to place a ton of Chrono Seeds. The way Chrono Seeds work is they increase the growth, but the twist on that is that the longer they are, the more they increase the growth. So we want to let the Chrono Seeds grow for a bit so that we're getting maximum effect if we want to complete this challenge in one day. So we need them pretty spread out. We don't want too many though. I'm not sure if they apply to the challenge. Shouldn't matter though, because once the hairs grow really long, they cover a lot of the face. Let's try that. The razor's not interested in them. That's good. So we can just let the Chrono Seeds grow. And once they start growing, they should affect each other's growth as well. And we should get a nice little thing there. When they're stubble, they don't have any effect, so this round, we're not going to see any effect from the Chrono Seeds. But next round, we should see a big effect. Hopefully. Not going to lie, it was 4 or 5 years ago I made this game, so I may be missing something. But I don't think so. Pretty sure this will work. Oh look, they do count towards it. Awesome. In that case, we might just want to spam Chrono Seeds. But we'll put some regular ones in there, because I'm not sure if Chrono Seeds affect each other when it comes to growth. So we'll put a bunch of regular seeds in there as well. I think I screwed the pooch, actually. I think the pooch is screwed. Because I should have waited for the seeds to fully grow before I accepted the Hitler challenge, right? But I think we can cancel the Hitler challenge and then pick it again. So I'm not too worried about that. We might be able to preempt it by growing the Hitler moustache and then accepting the challenge. As cheap as that would be, a game that is in development is always full of many exploits. Especially when it comes to Hitler moustaches. Good job we bought those upgrades for planting speed, otherwise this would have been even more painful than it already is. Ooh. First things first, are the Chrono Seeds doing their job? They don't look like they've grown yet, do they? They do not. Oh wait, there they are. Yeah, look, everything is growing a little bit faster. So, we just skip through. I'm going to cancel the Hitler challenge, and then tomorrow we should be able to pick it again. Let's see if they're growing any faster. Yep. Much faster. Yes. Grow. We do need more hairs. When you hover over a chronoseed, you can actually see the radius that it's covering, see? Kind of hard to tell because it's a very small radius, but the more they grow, the bigger it'll get. Okay, so we're not going to pick the Hitler mustache yet because I actually want to plant more seeds. I want to make sure he has a full mustache. So, what did you do this morning? I watched a guy on YouTube create a Hitler mustache using a little man who was farming on a dude's face to please the gods. Yep, we need more. Okay, bear with me for a minute because I'm going to go totally ham with these. I want a really thick mustache so that we know that when we pick the Hitler challenge, it's definitely going to trigger on day one. I want our guy to have his little Hitler mustache. I want it. I will consider that a valid win condition for this little demonstration. And I believe the different mustaches give you different bonuses. Can't remember what the Hitler mustache gives you. It's going to be very hard to see on this guy. He's very small. Okay. I'm going to finish dropping these off, and then I'll be happy. You can see that we've actually filled this area. It's not dropping anymore. What about up here? Yeah, we can still drop a bunch up here. What about here? And the nose, actually. We need to do the nose. We might need to put some soul seeds on there. Not soul seeds. Chrono seeds. Maybe not, though, because as they grow, their radius is expanding. We might be okay. His nose needs to be a little higher, see? We're actually planting seeds on his nose. I think that's fine. Get away, Razor. Not today. Nah, they're not being affected by a chronoseed yet. It's fine, just means we have to skip through a few days. We're going to have to tidy up his mouth, look at that. Unacceptable. So one thing I was pretty pleased with in this game, and it's going to be a weird thing to say, was the hair physics. The hair physics are surprisingly resilient. Especially when the razor gets them. Okay, we're going to give it one more day. One more day of growth. Then we'll pick the Hitler moustache. That should be enough. Oh, Jesus, look at that. It's gone crazy. I think we need to tidy that up a bit, otherwise we lose percentage points. Let's just trim it. This is awkward. Because the hairs are so long, we're filling up our basket really quickly. I think that's fine. Is it fine? Okay. Now the one thing I'm concerned about is possibly there is a slight possibility that choosing the challenge deletes all your current hairs. In which case, hit the challenge is impossible. But I'm hoping that isn't the case. Good. Okay, I'm gonna assume that this is enough. Look at the radius on it when it's fully grown, it's actually quite big. Looks like everything's fully grown though. We might have needed some more over here, but I think we'll be okay with this big mass in the middle. That'll be fine. There's a few straggly hairs, but I'm okay with it. Please succeed. Yes! The one-day Hitler challenge. Do we actually get anything for it? Oh! Yes, look. Angry Hitler face. Does it actually affect our guy? That's what I'm not sure about. It does, look, he's got his little Hitler moustache. Awesome. I wasn't actually sure if I'd added it to the guy himself, but I guess I had. Haha, wicked. And that's the basic gist of Beard Pixies, honestly. I didn't put the boss fights in. I didn't add all the different types of seeds. I didn't add all the different types of clothing. But I think it had a lot of potential, honestly, for a game. I would have played it if someone made it. I would definitely have played it. If it had better graphics, obviously. But that's, you can't fault me for that when I can't do art. So that's Beard Pixies. Totally wicked game. I'm not going to do the handlebar challenge. But yeah, that's Beard Pixies. Now, the one thing that I did say I would show is my sequel to Parasite Steve. There's not much to it. I think I'm going to head off pretty soon. But I might as well complete the set. These are all the old game files that I could find. Where is it? Parasite Steve 2. And this is really just a prototype. Like, it doesn't have levels or anything. But it's kind of hypnotic to watch, honestly. Let's see, is it there? It is there. So this is the sequel to Parasite Steve, the first game I was playing. As you can see, it's somewhat different. It's still got the white cells and the blue cells, which are the bacteria. But instead of just summoning your guys, you have these little tubes, and then you have these, which you can say, I want that to be summoning those instead. And each different type of virus has different traits. And so the idea is, or was, that you would be able to have 4 different types of these that you would create. And you would be able to tweak them based on different virus stats that you would get from collecting these. You can see the white blood cells are mutating already, like they're multiplying. So you could absorb them and steal their abilities. I think these yellow ones are massively overpowered. The green ones are pretty shitty. What else is there? Purple ones. Let's try those. Purple ones seem to live for a long time. And then I think, if memory serves, the orange ones crash the game. Which is not great. But I think they were supposed to hunt down the blue dots. And it crashed. Execution error, variable index out of range. I think that's because there was no red cells for, get nearest target failed. There was no red cells for it to try and grab. So yeah, not much to that game. But it was the proposed sequel to my original Parasite Steve that I started working on. But then I moved on to other things as usual. In which case, it wasn't this that caused it to crash. So what do these ones do? Oh, they're super fast. Look at that. They're super fast, but they don't have much range. Is that it? Yeah. So they're obviously the most overpowered. And, it's quite hypnotic to watch, especially if you have the green ones, which are garbage. And these are the kind of games I like to make. Games where you're tweaking things over time, but for a lot of it, you're just watching it play out. And then thinking about what you want to change in order to improve the situation, I think those kind of games are really good. Can't think of any specific examples other than games I've made. But that's the kind of game philosophy that I like. And yeah, that's basically... Let me just check. I think that's all I had. Maybe there is something else. Maybe there is something else. I didn't fully look through it. They were the three that I recognized. Let's see what my files are. Beard Pixies. Beard Pixies Reborn. As you can see, I went through a few, well, you can't see, but as I am saying, I went through quite a lot of iterations of Beard Pixies, like 3 different versions. Tetris. Platformer. What the hell is Platformer 2? I don't know. Castaway, that was a game I was making. Castaway. What the hell is Castaway? Let me download that. I made a lot of weird stuff back in the day. I had a lot of spare time on my hands. And I was still in my I'm a game developer mode from back in the day. Let's see what Castaway is. It rings a bell. I was going to make a game where you were a castaway, obviously. But this was years ago, before survival games became a big thing. Let's see. Can I open that without... No. So I have to close this. Sorry if you were finding that hypnotic. I certainly was. Where's Castaway? Let's have a look. What's the deal with this? Well... This was my terrain generation system for generating maps that was written completely by scratch. You really have to restart it to generate a new map each time. That's a bit whack. I don't think you do. 1 second. Key press. Let's see. When you press A, I want you to how do I do this? Oh, it's been so long. It's been so long. Bear with me for 1 second. The button should be here somewhere, right? Aha, there we go. Okay. So if I do this, Kaz, you are correct. You've had no sound for the last 15 minutes. Well spotted. I would not have noticed that. I must have accidentally hit my mute hotkey. That's a real shame. Gosh darn it. Here I've been talking to myself for 15 minutes. Oh no, it's the white razor. I think the white one's the last one. So does that mean for 15 minutes you've just been watching the razor shave itself? He's actually got kind of mutton chops going on here without our help. I just want to grow a full lumberjack beard. That's my objective here. Not a real objective like the Hitler moustache was in the other beard pixies. Natural growth, that's what we need. Look at that. Natural growth is where it's at. Screw this white razor. Really doing a number on us. Well, he only managed to shave half his face. I'll take that. I'm going to make a mad dash up here. Hopefully get enough for growth speed. Because that's what we need. Didn't quite make it. Hair length? Planting speed. The more hairs we can drop, the better, right? And the wider the radius, the better as well. So that the razor has a harder time getting rid of them. It has become pretty efficient though. It's mowing through our beard. We might need to invest in more more hair strength. Slow it down. If we want a proper beard, which I do. I'm all about that proper beard. I don't know how much money we'll have made there. Okay, let's increase the hair strength. Let's increase our harvesting ability. Go, go, go! I do feel bad for this guy not having a face. He definitely used to have one. Maybe the asset got deleted or something. Somehow. Off Dropbox. He definitely used to have a face. Clearly not anymore, though. He is faceless. Which is kind of creepy. I think that occurred when I was... hair length. I think it occurred when I was trying to make his eyes blink. I was trying to add so that his eyes would open and close during day and night. Which is in Beard Pixies Reborn, which I played earlier. And this one used to have a mirror that he was looking in as well. But it's fine. It's lost a few assets. The gameplay's still there. It does look kind of weird without the face, but I'll take it. That hair growth is definitely kicking in. Oh yes. Give me those hairs. Amount of hairs per harvest. The range. And I think that's fine. I'm actually going to try making one super patch. Hope that the razor ignores it. The way the razor picks its targets is each area of the map it checks for length versus like god damn it. Length versus density, and it tries to find the most valuable areas and seek them down. And this is why in the sequel I decided to add extra types of seeds for distracting the razor. Yeah, we can't get anything. So we need them to be spread out, otherwise the razor's just going to nuke them. That's good to know. Looks like the razor might break soon though. And if we can get our hair growth up, that'll be alright. Come on. I'm not quitting this till he's got a full beard that the razor can't mess with. We want natural growth. But seeds per drop is nice. I'll take that. Mm-hmm. Come on, break. You know you want to break, razor. It's close. Okay, I actually don't want it to break now. I want it to break tomorrow. Yoink. Hey, we made loads there. Yeah. One more day and we should be able to get growth speed again, which will be... do we want growth speed? I don't think we do. I think we want natural growth. Come on, break. You always want to break early in the day. If it breaks early in the day, he can't take advantage of his razor. And then you get loads of growth. But if it breaks right at the end of the day, then you don't really get anything from it. I just realised the aspect ratio for this game is totally squiff on YouTube. It's made it 1080p when it's supposed to be like 800 by 600. But that's fine. Just means he's got a stupid long face. Tis not supposed to be that way. That was pretty good time for it to break though. Oh yes. I will take that. Okay. Natural growth. Gonna grow a beard. Oh shit, the gold razor. Oh, it just gets worse. Gold must be the last, right? You would think I would know, but I don't. I have to try and infer my mindset from half a decade ago. Let's try and break it. I'm hopeful that gold is the last, and then he will be razorless. And then we can get a nice, healthy beard. You'll notice with this, the original Beard Pixies, it was sort of monotonous, which is why I added the challenges in Beard Pixies Reborn. And I thought the challenges actually added quite a lot to the game, as well as the different types of seeds. But again, it just needed that final bit of polish to turn it into an actual game instead of like a tech demo. And I was not dedicated enough to provide that polish. God damn, this razor's brutal. In Reborn, where I said the razor won't target stubble, that was such a good idea. Even if it is open to exploits, it was still a good idea. Mm-hmm. That's what we need, hair length. He might actually get clean shaven one of these days. I think he's shaving faster than we can plant. Son of a bitch. Yeah, hair length. We're not getting to take advantage of that growth speed without the extra hair length. One day that razor is going to break, and that will be a glorious day. You just need to outplant the razor. It's tricky. Hmm? I'm not sure what the optimum strat for this is. I'm sure there is one. That was quite nice though. He got stuck up in the corner. The beard is making a comeback. I mean, we are ruining it, but it's for the greater good. We need that natural growth. Because natural growth is OP. This is going to give us enough to get it. The question is, does it beat growth speed? I think it does. Because it forces... Okay, we've fully upgraded that now. It's got a little gold hair. We now have the best natural growth we can get. This razor's barely getting scratched. Need to put points into razor defense. Still, I would say our beard is definitely surviving better than it used to. Seeds, planting speed. The more we can drop, the better. I know I keep changing my mind about what the priority is. But what can you do? They'll have various different benefits. Gonna look like his face has melted when his beard grows. Well, he would if he had a face. Yeah, planting speed. Yes. We're really laying down that stubble now. Yes, go over there, get the long hairs. And then all this stubble will turn into long hairs. No. You jerk. Okay, we managed to keep a lot of it. Glorious harvest. I'll get hair strength. If we can slow him down, I think it is going to be worthwhile. I'm not sure that actually helped us. The good thing is all the stubble is actually growing into like rank 3 hairs. They're actually making decent gains even when he gets all the long hairs. The short hairs become worth quite a lot. Which is rather nice. And the razor's starting to weaken. I really hope there isn't another one after the gold one. I don't think there is. I just want this guy to have maximum beardage. Got maximum grow speed. Now we just need maximum grow length. And improve our planting a bit, and we'll be rocking. Yeah, we should really make a lot of this. Not quite enough, but I'll take it. One more should do the job. I'm gambling on it, spending all its time going after the long hairs and not that patch we just made. Okay, don't break. I want it to break tomorrow. Okay, we've got maximum hair length. Now we want to upgrade planting. And then we don't really care about harvesting. We're not going to be harvesting any once we're trying to get a full beard. Come on, break. Yes, it broke. And hopefully that was the last razor. It was. You can tell because it's gone back to the first razor, but it's not doing anything. And that's just because it has to have a razor in the scene because I was lazy when I was programming it. Yes. No, wait, we're not harvesting. Shame we can't just skip this phase once he has no razors. It's also a shame that he doesn't have a true face. Definitely a shame. But we're going to turn disembodied man into fully bearded disembodied hobo. I shouldn't say hobo, really. Plenty of people have long beards. I'm just mad that I can't grow one. Okay, he's got a few patches here. Let's try and thicken them up. We need to do up here. And we should be good. We're finally getting the beard that he always deserved. It's quite good because the natural growth is also filling in the gaps. Slowly but surely. It does a nice even spread across the whole thing. Like you'll notice even in areas where we haven't done anything, you will see hair growth. Which is cool. Down here. Maybe around here. Up there. I think this is the first game I ever made, like, on my own outside of uni. This prototype is the first one I ever did. And this was the one where people said, "This is a stupid idea, Callum." But I am inclined to disagree. Come on. Up there. Maybe along here on the way. Nice. Up there a little bit. Still need some along here. Mm-hmm. And the natural growth is padding it out, so it's fine. That's getting to be a pretty good beard. Still a bit scraggly. The amount of hairs you can actually place is obscene in this game. There's something satisfying about watching the beard grow. I had like a debug mode that just had the beard constantly growing and the razor constantly shaving it. But I don't think I have it anymore. And it was really satisfying to watch. There was something real satisfying in it. I think that was in my new version because the hairs fell off nicely. Like in the new version, the hairs fall down to the ground quite nicely. There is something immensely satisfying about crafting this guy's beard. But a lot of the people who I showed it to said, oh, it'd be really cool if you played as the Razor. And you were having to fight the hair growth. Which might also be true. Make it multiplayer, that'd be cool. Almost. I think that's almost as lumberjacky as we're going to get the beard. I'm pretty satisfied with it. Pretty satisfied. Yeah. Let's see. Can we tidy up his mouth a bit? Not really. Okay, let's just go ham. Let's fill it up. Okay, I think I'm satisfied with that beard. And I think I'm satisfied with this little stream. That was what, 4, 5 of my old projects? All showcased. It's a shame I couldn't get the final one working. I sort of did. Check this out. If I open this, it was my wall defense game. If I do this, give me 1 second. I say one, I actually mean a few. There's something not cool going on. Okay. I'm just going to show you it with the graphical glitches. I don't know where they came from. But you can tell the basic concept of what I was making. And that's what counts. It's going to be very hard to look at because I started trying to translate it into isometric and then I gave up. So this was insert game name here. Again, that's not supposed to be at that aspect ratio. It's supposed to be more like that. Insert game name here. And what insert game name here was a game that was very Tetris-esque. But you can see that the blocks are all broken. So the way it worked, you see here, you have 4 different types of power. You have like springs, you have spikes, you have soldiers, you have builders, and you got a bunch of others. So what you would do is you would take your Tetris blocks and you would assign powers to them all. This is obviously not working because of my rendering, but that's fine. And then you would drop the piece. And once I drop 10 pieces, I'm just going to spam them with soldiers because soldiers worked the best for a quick demo. You can see the soldiers coming out to defend, and they will take position, except they're bugged out, so they're not going to take position. What they should do, if the game was doing what it's meant to do, you can't begrudge me a game that doesn't work properly, that was coded 5 years ago and hasn't been updated. So what these guys were supposed to do is fill in any gaps in your wall. So it was like Tetris, you're trying to build a wall, but in Tetris you get gaps, obviously. So you could build spikes, you could build these spring traps which knocked enemies off the wall, build spikes to damage them, you could build guards to defend the walls, builders, and they would fill in the gaps that you accidentally left, but they wouldn't have any special powers. And then you could build these medic ones as well, which would heal your soldiers. And the gist of it was, enemies try and climb the wall, and you have to stop them getting over. So if I spawn, like, 1 or 2 more blocks, my collision detection's all messed up as well, because it's based on the graphics, and the graphics are all screwy for some unknown reason. But there we go. Now enemies should start spawning. Now the fact that the soldiers disappeared off screen makes me think that the enemies also are not going to appear. But we'll see. And it was all about... It was like tower defense mixed with Tetris. And I actually started making a new version of this in Unity, which is pretty cool. But I haven't finished it yet. Oh look, the guys actually are coming, sort of. Saw the health bars for a sec. I guess they're not. I guess it's bugged out. But this was my other game. It used to work until I started changing it to isometric, and then it started getting a bit weird, and I just kind of gave up on it. But bear with me one more second. Okay. Huh. Hopefully this works. Looks like it might. You're just going to have to bear with the black screen for a minute or two whilst I sort this out. And this is more recent. This is a game I made about 2 months ago, 3 months ago. Maybe a bit more than that. Maybe 4 months ago. Within the last half a year. I'm just waiting on it loading, which is taking a significant portion of time. But it is loading. Oh, there we go. Yeah. If I do this. Let's see what happens. One second. Oops. Okay. I know listening to me debugging this is not the most interesting of things, but I wouldn't worry about it. It's going to be worth it. Potentially. Your mileage may vary. Okay. So if I go to build and run, then this should run, and then I should be able to hook up to OBS. This is a game I've been messing about making in Unity. Windowed. Hey, it kind of did work. Nice, okay. Right, cool. So, let me just run that again, and then I'll hook up to OBS, and then I will show you what the crap I'm talking about. Right, cool. Where's OBS? There it is. Let me capture this. And this should be full screen. Okay. So, this is my newest attempt at a game. And that game that I just showed you, the Buggy Mess, was the inspiration for this. Same deal, except this actually works. So if I go to play, we get a little foundation. And we have our Tetris shapes. What key do we have to press? Uh-oh. Spawned the enemies. Sometimes I wish I could remember the controls to my own games. You'd think I'd be able to, right? Ah, it's tab. Okay. Same deal, right? We build a wall. The guys try and get over it. And the different blocks have powers. Now, I haven't bothered getting models for the powers for the blocks yet, just because this is still debug mode, but you can see that they are breaking through barriers on the top, and the builders, instead of in the other game they actually filled in the block, they're just going to build barriers this time. That's the plan. And then the soldiers will sit behind the barriers, and when they get up there they'll fight the soldiers over the barriers. And it's going to be proper bow selector. So this is what I've been working on. You'd be surprised how difficult it actually was to get Tetris working smoothly in a fashion where you can have guys climbing over the blocks and have pathfinding working for them. But I'm pretty happy with it so far. My days of making weird-ass games aren't done. I still have the problem of graphics. That's why this is just cubes and cylinders. But, you know, one thing at a time. Get the game working, then try and figure out the assets. That's the mindset I'm going with. And, yeah, maybe one day I'll actually finish this game. Quite happy with it so far, though. It's quite nice watching the dudes trying to find the best path through. I like to add the soldiers so that I could actually see some combat going on. That's the next thing I need to add. And graphics for the power-ups. There are actually some power-ups, but they're currently invisible. Like, there are spikes that kill the enemies. Sometimes you'll see enemies disappearing. And there are also slow traps, which will slow them when they pass over them. But again, they're invisible, so you can't really see, honestly. But this is my more modern game that I'm working on. Tried to make it actually 3D for once instead of just doing 2D graphics, because I figure I can probably just buy 3D assets if I need to, right? If I really can't do them myself, I can always just buy them off an asset store. So I might just do that, and I think that'll save me a lot of headache, a lot of headaches, a lot of heartache. And yeah, I think now I've gone through the entire history of my making games in my spare time. And it only took 3 hours, 50 minutes. That's a bit depressing. And the results were underwhelming. However, I do think there are some good game ideas mixed in there, especially Beard Pixies, which I totally adore as a game concept. I'd like to make that one in Unity, but it's actually better in 2D because you've got so many different hairs that you'd have to render so many ridiculous models. You'd have to render it, and it'd potentially be a bit painful for computers. Especially if you wanted proper hair physics, which I totally would want. So I'm going to stick with this game for now, when I'm making games. Because I think it's viable in terms of having a decent strategy behind it. But that's me for now. I'm going to head off and do some stuff. And that's been me. Just going to summon some more guys. That's been me. Small history of my development mindset. And yeah. If you want to see the top secret project I was working on that went bankrupt back when I was actually in game development, look up Project My World on Google. We released a trailer just as the company went bankrupt. But that would have been really cool. Real world simulation with games in it. So you could put in your postcode, go to your house, and then play a zombie survival game in your very own neighborhood. It was amazing. It was really, really good. But unfortunately, the guys who ran the company wasted all the money. So what can you do? And so I left gaming forever. But yeah, I'm going to head off, and I'll catch you guys later. I'm going to do some Resi tonight. We beat Claire's playthrough last night, so tonight we're going to start Leon's, and that is going to be just swell. And yeah, I'll catch you later. Adios.